Manchester United have made an official bid worth just under £74 million to RB Leipzig for striker Benjamin SESKO. The fee is an initial £65 million plus around £8.9 million in performance-related add-ons. We're going to go to Keith Downey, who is still at the Newcastle.
Manchester United's shadow lurking in the background, and that, of course, has been appealing to him. But until they put the money on the table, he doesn't really have a decision. Newcastle fans will say, well, hang on, we got close with João Pedro, we got close with Dean Howson, we got close with Hugo Ekitike, but ultimately they chose to go in a different direction. So these things can change at the last minute. You mentioned at the top of the show, Chuba Akpom. Regardless if he's sat in that Ipswich Town dressing room, changing room, training ground, until it's physically signed, nothing is done. And this is very much the same situation. Newcastle United could agree a fee with RB Leipzig, and they could say, we've agreed a fee, you're now free to travel to do your medical in the northeast with Newcastle United. He could fly over to the northeast and then get a phone call to say Manchester United have matched the fee and actually they're going to give you more money, and then he goes from Newcastle to Manchester. That's what's happening at the moment. It feels like there is a lot going on and a lot of moving parts, but like Keith rightly said, this is not going to go on much longer. Newcastle United won't allow this to go on much longer. They're going to want a decision so they can start to focus on exactly what they're doing.
Mark, we've been doing the show since 2019. I can't remember 3 bits of breaking news in one advert, Reagan. I've never been good enough to deal with that. Right, let's go to. There's a lot to talk about. Let's just stick with Isak, because that's what we were talking about last there with Keith. You know, because it's all to do with this Benjamin SESKO deal. But with Isak, it seems like his relationship with Eddie Howe may have changed, because at first Eddie Howe said, I just want what's best for the player, I want the player to be happy, etc. And then suddenly it was like, you've got to earn the right to train with the first team, no player's bigger than the club, etc. Can you understand why that relationship has changed over the last few days?
Yeah, the dynamic shifted, hasn't it? And it's been quite a tetchy sort of week, 10 days, 2 weeks or so since this initial interest from Liverpool was made public. And then
his minutes per goal involvement, that's better than SESKO marginally. SESKO better when it comes to minutes per goal. And look at the XG there. His conversion rate is significantly better than Ollie Watkins over the course of the last 2 seasons. Those are the 2 seasons he's been at RB Leipzig. So a plus 9.5 XG means he scored nearly 10 goals more than you'd expect based on the chances that have been created for him and the shots he's taken. That's Watkins, who scored 3 more than we'd expect. But he's still got a very healthy conversion rate. Last season, Manchester United's number 9 scored 4 goals in 32 Premier League matches in the form of Rasmus Højlund. I don't think you can blame him entirely. Still a young striker finding his way. But if United can do a deal for a striker, I think most United fans probably feel they need to sign a striker in this transfer window. Though Rasmus Højlund did look quite encouraging the other night against West Ham. There is definitely a player there. The question is, do United go for the finished product in Ollie Watkins? 30 years of age, if it costs between 40 and 60 million pounds, there's no resale value there whatsoever. SESKO 22, still yet to hit the heights yet, but the ceiling is there. It's enormous. He's going to be one of the best strikers in Europe. Can United get him in this transfer window? They've got a number of number 10s now, haven't they? Now they've got Mbeumo and Cunha. They need someone to finish off the chances. So if they can get a striker in this transfer window, you'd think it boosts their chances of doing something good this season.
He does sound like a really exciting talent, been dubbed the next Erling Haaland as well. OK, so those are the incomings. As for outgoings at United, Luke Shaw has suggested that there are no longer any stragglers in the squad as a result of Ruben Amorim's tough approach. Well, Amorim left some big names out of the club's pre-season tour, didn't he? Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony, Jadon Sancho, and Tyrell Malacia as well. Malacia, I should say. Or they all stayed at home while Marcus